Salam sejahtera to all our viewers. Welcome to our new podcast channel brought to you by Research TV channel. In this show, we will explore the groundbreaking innovations and cutting-edge research pioneered by our exceptional scientists and researchers at I'm your host, Fiona Wong, and today we would like to welcome our guest, Associate Professor Dr. Wong Kah Hui from the Department of Anatomy, Faculty of Medicine, University Malaya. She is a leading expert in complementary and alternative medicines and neuroscience, who has been at the forefront of this remarkable project entitled Managing Depression with NevGro. Together, we will explore the journey behind the creation of this product, the potential impact, issues, and challenges, and the future outlook. So, whether you are a seasonal professional, an avid enthusiast, or simply curious about UM's latest research advancement, stay tuned on Research TV and don't miss this episode. Good morning, Prof. Could you explain in layman's terms how NevGro works to evaluate the effects of oxidative stress in individuals with depressive disorder?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fiona, for the kind introduction. As you may have already known that oxidative stress is the culprit of all chronic diseases. It is involved in the pathogenesis of neurodegenerative diseases, cardiovascular diseases, and cancer. In my research, I use NevGro. NevGro is a dietary supplement marketed and developed by Farm R&D Sunan Berhad. I use this in my research to study the effects, the therapeutic benefits of NevGro in the mitigation of oxidative stress in depression model, using the cellular model and the animal model. This NevGro works by attenuating the oxidative stress, regulating mitochondrial function and biogenesis, and increase the endogenous antioxidant enzyme levels in our preclinical models.
Yes, thank you, Prof. What inspired you to explore the potential of NevGro in alleviating the effects of oxidative stress and depressive-like symptoms?
Approximately 300 million people worldwide suffer from depression. In the general population in Malaysia, about 20% of adults were diagnosed with depression. And this number actually increased during the recent pandemic to 25%, in which this 25% population showed severe symptoms of depression. Other than that, I also encountered some medical students who were diagnosed with depression during their preclinical years. In fact, one of my academic advisees was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder in his second year of study, causing him to hurt himself in his hostel using a knife cutter, scratching his forearm. So I actually wanted, for the past few years, I would say about 8 years, to actually find an alternative medicine able to manage the symptoms of depression. And I've been working with this NevGro in the past 8 years. This NevGro actually derived from the monkey's head mushroom or the lion's mane mushroom. The scientific name is known as Hericium erinaceus. So this mushroom has been shown to possess neuroprotective activity and neuroregenerative property. However, this is the first study, I would say, in Asia that use a dietary supplement derived from this mushroom in the mitigation of oxidative stress in preclinical models of depression.
Thank you, Prof. What are the main highlights from your research with NevGro, and how do they contribute to our understanding of depression and its treatment?
I employ cellular model and animal model in my study. In the cellular model, I apply high-dose corticosterone to the PC12 cells. PC12 stands for red pheochromocytoma cells. It is a widely used cellular model in neuroprotective studies. Uh, this high dose corticosteroid, when we apply to the cell, it actually mimics the severe symptoms of depression. And it also involves the HPA axis hypothesis. HPA stands for hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and adrenal gland. So during moderate stress, if the individual encounter moderate stress, there will be normal level of this hormone secretion, corticotropin releasing hormone by the hypothalamus, adrenocorticotropin hormone by the pituitary gland, and glucocorticoid by the adrenal gland. Glucocorticoid functions to metabolize the energy storage. So under chronic stress, if the individual encounter chronic stress, there will be high level of these hormones, leading to high level of glucocorticoid circulating in the bloodstream. Therefore, in the cellular model, we use high dose corticosteroid to induce oxidative stress in the cellular model. So following that, we study the effects, the therapeutic benefits of NevGro in the attenuation of oxidative stress in the cellular model. We study the level of endogenous antioxidant enzymes, the pathway related to mitochondrial function and mitochondrial biogenesis, as well as the level of reactive oxygen enzyme and lactate dehydrogenase enzyme. As for the animal study, this part was conducted at the University of Hong Kong, monitored by my international collaborator, Associate Professor Dr. Lim Li Wei. In the animal model, we apply chronic stress to these animals for 14 days. So the stressors include intermittent illumination, stroboscopic light, paired housing, meaning we pair one mouse with another mouse together with the feces of this mouse, soil cage, and deprivation of food and water for a certain period of time. So towards the end of the 14 days, we evaluated the behavioral in these animals related to anxiety and depression. So in the anxiety-related behavioral tests, we apply cage emergence tests and novelty suppressed feeding tests. As for the depression related behavior, we apply tail suspension tests and sucrose preference tests. So we actually found that NevGro can reverse the damaging effects caused by chronic stress in the animal model.
Thank you, Prof. You mentioned that NevGro promotes anti-neuroinflammatory effects by reducing the astrocyte activation in the hippocampus. Can you explain the significance of this finding and its potential implications for treating depressive disorder?
Patients diagnosed with major depressive disorders usually have high amounts of inflammatory cytokines circulating in the body. So with this clinical finding, we apply the particular knowledge in our animal model. So in this model, we also observe high amount of activated astrocytes in the brain, particularly the hippocampus. The hippocampus is responsible for learning, memory, and emotion. So in our study, we actually harvested the brain tissue, cut them, and apply IHC method, immunohistochemical method, to actually count the number of activated astrocytes in the hippocampus. So during chronic stress, we found that the astrocytes have attenuated cell body and possess many processes. Following application of NevGro, this the number of activated astrocytes have actually reduced significantly as compared to the animals without treatment.
Yes. Thank you, Paul, for your explanation. Another question is, do you utilize any high throughput screening platforms or technologies to investigate the molecular mechanism underlying the effects of NevGro on the gene expression, protein levels, or metabolic pathways?
Okay, thanks Fiona for the questions. I did not apply any omics approaches for the gene and protein studies. We apply the RT-PCR methods and Western blot analysis to study the genes and proteins related to neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, and mitochondrial biogenesis. We actually targeted those pathways, and these pathways can be easily monitored or studied using the methods that I've mentioned.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Prof. Another question is, what are the potential implications of your research finding for both the clinical practice and the future research direction in the field of mental health and neurobiology?
Okay. So NevGro is, although it's a dietary supplement, but it belongs to the herbal remedies or the traditional Chinese medicine. And I would say that most of us in Malaysia are still skeptical about the therapeutic benefits of Chinese medicines. So I believe much more findings are needed to actually convince the public about the effectiveness of traditional Chinese medicine. So to bring this to the clinical studies, we will need to collaborate with the neuropsychiatrists if we want to learn or study more about depression, because we just couldn't stop at the preclinical models using cellular model and animal model and get the public to convince about the effectiveness of this product. So my next plan, okay, for the plan is to initiate a collaboration with the neuropsychiatrists. We'll come up with a proper plan, including obtaining the ethic, okay, to test this product on patients diagnosed with depression. So it needs to go through different phases of clinical trials before we can actually declare that this product is useful in the management of depression. Yeah.
Um, in your research, were there any challenges that you encountered when you researched NevGro, and how do you overcome them?
Um, about the challenges, okay, I have a few, but the main one is dealing with people's perception on using a product in my research. Yeah, I received feedback telling me that, okay, this product might contain steroid. So actually the steroid is the one which help in the therapeutic benefits of NevGro. Although we have told them that there's no steroid discovered in this product. So on the other hand, we have isolated a few compounds from this product. It is called adenosine. Adenosine is a well-known neuromodulator. Other than that, we also discovered two compounds. These are the known compounds, Hericium 1 and Hericium 4 from this product. So I would say that this product is safe to be consumed. It's actually a dietary supplement with the halal certification from the KKM and NPRA. NPRA is the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency. This product itself is not meant to treat depression alone. It is for the general well-being of the consumer. So the greatest challenge I would say is to face to deal with people's perception on using a commercialized product in my study.
Okay. And how do you plan to overcome it?
I do not have a special plan to overcome people's perception on using a commercialized product. However, in the past 6 years, we gathered a lot of solid data regarding the therapeutic benefits of NevGro, including Alzheimer's disease, cerebellar ataxia, and genetic ataxia. So I would say that our data is actually sufficient to prove that using a commercialized product in scientific research is definitely not an issue. Apart from that, I also receive support from my international collaborator and the CEO of the company. So along the journey, we support each other to realize our dream in promoting alternative medicines to the public. I do not say that we must totally avoid the standard drug used in depression. We actually aim to promote NevGro as a dietary supplement or actually as an adjunct therapy to manage the symptoms of depression.
Are there any potential side effects to your products? And if there are, how do you plan to address them in the future research?
About the side effects, not that we know of, because this product has been certified by the Ministry of Health as well as NPRA. It also has a trademark. However, if you say if you want to apply this to the patients with depression, it will need a proper plan and layout, work closely with the clinicians, and recruit a sufficient number of patients to prove the effectiveness of NevGro in the mitigation of depressive symptoms in these patients.
Okay, thank you, Prof. How do you plan to disseminate and communicate the findings of your research to the general public, healthcare professionals, and to the scientific community?
Okay, I guess is this a marketing plan or the promotion activities?
This is the promotion activity.
Okay. So for us, I'm a researcher. I will just take care of the scientific study because, as I say, NevGro has obtained the halal certification and whatever verification needed in order to achieve this commercialized product status. So for that, the company itself, Gano Farm R&D Sdn Bhd and also Bruson Sdn Bhd will take care of the marketing activities. Gano Farm R&D is a BioNexus status company supported by the Bioeconomy Corporation, and they've done extensive marketing and promotional activities to actually educate the public not only on their products but also the benefits of other dietary supplements based on plants and mushrooms.
Okay. We are reaching to the end of this podcast. For the last question, what do you hope the audience will take away from this podcast?
Okay, first of all, depression is a silent killer. So each of us must be aware of the hidden symptoms or the subtle symptoms of depression. So if you think you have such, so do seek professional advice. Other than that, we also need young scientists or young researchers or fresh graduates to explore more on different varieties of traditional Chinese medicine based products or other herbs. So this can be used as an alternative, okay, to treat chronic illnesses, okay, not only depression.
Thank you, Prof. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We have had an enlightenment discussion about managing depression with NevGro. A huge thank you to our guest,
Thank you, Fiona.
Associate Professor Dr. Wong Kah Hui, for sharing her invaluable insights and expertise. It's clear that the dedication and innovation of teams like yours at UM are paving the way for remarkable advancements. For our listeners, if you are as excited about this research as we are, be sure to follow Associate Professor Dr. Wong Kah Hui. You can find more information and updates on UM Research Bulletin about their projects and UM Research social media channels. Thank you for tuning in to the UM Research Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on YouTube. Your support helps us to bring more stories of innovation and discoveries to your ears. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop learning. I'm Fiona Wong, and this has been the UM Research Podcast.
Thank you, Fiona.